We have now reached the third cheat day, which means I didn't stick to my diet today because I allowed myself a day to eat whatever I wanted. So, what did I eat? Well, you're about to find out. I had, in the morning, a cup of coffee with cream and maple syrup with a whole lot of whipped cream on top, with sugar. It was pretty good, also very filling. Next, I went to a restaurant. This restaurant was a very good restaurant. I believe it was called a Pancake Building. Yes, that may be the name. In this pancake building, many different pancakes were made. I went to this place with my mom and my sister. We had many delicious different goods. I specifically ordered corned beef hash, 3 buttermilk pancakes, and scrambled eggs. It was very good. The whole corned beef hash was a perfect amount of salty. The eggs were very fluffy, and the pancakes had a yeasty note to them that I found quite unique and pleasant. Next, after that, we had Chinese food. This Chinese food included beef and broccoli. It also included Kung Pao chicken and what was the other thing it had? Oh, right, noodles. But not just any noodles. These were, what are those Chinese noodles that they serve? For some reason I can't remember them right now. Oh well. But they were very good. Fried rice, shrimp, and a A&W root beer. To top off the end of our carb-rich day, me and my mom had a cherry pie. But not just any cherry pie. A cherry pie that was homemade. Made not just by me, but by my sister as well. But I was the one who mostly measured a lot of the ingredients. Now, though this pie was serviceable, I was fairly disappointed with it because this pie had a crust that was honestly a little on the hard and slightly tough side, which is not at all what I want when I am looking for a perfect pie crust. In my opinion, the perfect pie crust is soft but crispy, tender but with integrity and structure, light and buttery. And this pie, the crust was hard and slightly chewy and coagulated a bit, and the butteriness was not light and airy, but thick and hearty. Well, you know what they say. When you don't succeed, try again. Next time I make this, I'll be sure to put the pie crust after it's been formed as a ball of dough in the refrigerator for an extended period of time. I only did it a half hour because I wanted to get this pie done before the end of the day. But after what happened, I'm thinking it's something that should be done overnight instead to ensure the perfect crust texture. Well, at least I'm learning from my mistakes. Man, pie crust is so finicky to get the perfect result, isn't it? With it, we also had Tillamook ice cream, vanilla bean flavored. This was very good ice cream. It was light, it was a touch of vanilla, and it was not too sweet. And it was very easy to scoop up. It was everything you want from a very good ice cream. I give it a thumbs up. Yeah. And then, before going to bed, or brushing my teeth, I suppose, I took one last gulp of chow mein before the end of the day at around 11:30. And that's pretty much what I ate today. So how do I ultimately feel about this cheat day? Well, I've got to be honest with you. It kind of makes me appreciate the diet that I'm on, because for whatever reason, I felt extremely satiated by what foods I ate. I was satiated by coffee. I drank that early in the morning at around 8, and I didn't eat again till like 12:30 near the afternoon. And after I ate that pancake breakfast, I was very satiated from that too. To the point where even 5 hours later, when we went to get Chinese takeout, I wasn't even that super hungry to eat it. I honestly could have gone the rest of the day without eating any more, but got it anyways because it was our cheat day and we wanted to live it up a little bit. Yeah, it was very strange. Like, I remember when I used to eat like how I was eating today all the time without really watching what I was eating, and I could just pack food away like there was no tomorrow. But today, everything I ate, honestly, could last a really long time. In my body, that is. Not sure why exactly, but that's genuinely what happened. Pretty interesting, wouldn't you say? Not exactly sure what that means. I suppose I could ask a chatbot and get some answers. That would be interesting. Ask ChatGPT something like, hey, I noticed after being on the keto diet for 3 weeks and then eating a carb-rich amount of food on my one cheat day, the carbs ended up satiating me for an extended period of time. Why is this? And that would branch off to a very interesting conversation, I am absolutely sure. Well, I guess we can now be done with discussing what was eaten on the cheat day. What were the events of the day that, I don't know, were interesting or notable to talk about? I don't know. We'll start from the top and work our way down, or I guess start from below and work our way to the top. Whichever way works. Well, when I woke up, my mom greeted me with the coffee with whipped cream. I thanked her and I had started drinking it. Then she needed to go to work. And when she went to work, I went into my room and I was watching a new Digital Foundry direct. This was the crew of Digital Foundry talking about the latest in gaming technology news. In it, they talked about the extreme poor performance and disappointing launch and the stutters of the game Borderlands. Borderlands 4 specifically. Honestly, very disappointing. Not exactly sure what they were thinking. They should have kept that game in quality control before releasing it to the world. Very sad. Next, they talked about the Nintendo Direct and what they found most interesting about it. Nothing too interesting from this segment, other than the Virtual Boy virtual library that Nintendo announced for some reason in their Direct. And honestly, wasn't expecting that at all. Their worst performing console of all time gets a virtual library on their current most successful device of all time. That what a success story, I suppose. But apparently, the games will not be accessible unless you have a VR attachment for them, because the games were designed with stereoscopic 3D in mind. I'm pretty intrigued to try it. I actually got that Nintendo Labo VR thing from many, many years ago. I act like it's like 20 years. It was probably like 3 or 4 years ago. And so I think I'm all set. I just need to grab that thing, dust it off, because I haven't really touched it in a while, and mess around with these Virtual Boy games. I think it'd be a fun novelty, for sure. I mean, I could get that Virtual Boy attachment, but I don't know. I feel like after the novelty had worn off, it'd just be another annoying piece of plastic I'd have sitting in my room. I already have the cardboard VR Labo thing for that, so I think I'm good with any VR attachments. So, yeah. Well, anyways, after they were discussing that, they went on to discuss a bunch of other stuff that I honestly don't remember. I was skipping through it because it was like stuff related to PC graphics cards and CPUs and like questions about the what they're going to do with reviewing other software on different devices, and what they think about the future of gaming technology. Stuff like that. Well, anyways, let's move on to what happened after that. When I was done watching that, I felt very overstimulated. Like I sat down and I just watched that and I was like, oh my gosh, that's a lot of information to take in. I feel like I need to like stretch my legs and do something like boring so I can recenter my mind. So I thought something cool to do would be to crush cans and bottles that were in our little recycling tin and put them in the bigger recycling bins outside so they could be recycled for later. So that is what I did. After I was done with that, I told my sister I was going to go for a walk. She was like, all right. Before I went for my walk, I decided to watch my video from yesterday to see if there was anything interesting I could improve on, or if like I could get some self-reflective time to understand what's going on. After watching that, my mom pulled up on the driveway, and when she got up, I greeted her, and then she was checking in on some work that was being done on the room that's being worked on. And after she did that, she asked the people working on it, hey, if there's any way I could repay you for doing all this work, please let me know. And the person who she asked jokingly said, yeah, a bottle of tequila would be nice. And so when my mom heard that, she thought, well, let's take that joke to the next level and get a real bottle of tequila for them after our little breakfast outing. Me and my sister thought that was a great idea and very funny. So we went off. We had our breakfast. The food was very good. I very much enjoyed it. And after we ate what we ate, we went off to a local alcohol dispensary store to pick up something for the people working on the room. After we were done picking it up, I decided I saw this this case with root beer in it, and this root beer said it had honey in it. I was like, that sounds interesting. I want to know what that tastes like. So I decided to get it. And when we got home, I poured that bad boy in, and I split it with my mom. I was looking at the back of the glass's packaging. The root beer had 240 calories in one bottle. Yow. I'm pretty sure the sugar was like probably 150% of the daily recommended value. I don't know, but I'm glad I split with my mom, but the problem was she didn't really finish it. I tried to split with my sister. She didn't really finish hers. She gave hers to me. I drank the rest of mine. I drank the rest of hers, and there was still some left in the bottle, so I drank the rest of that. And needless to say, I felt sugared out. I just way too much sugar. I honestly didn't really like how sugared out I felt. But anyways, after we were done with that little adventure and she presented the bottle to the people working on it, they cheered and thought it was awesome. I mean, I don't know, could you blame them? I guess jokingly suggesting something like that and getting what you want probably feels amazing, I would think. But anyways, it was time to make the pie crust. So I looked up a video on YouTube from a content creator called Binging with Babish, and I followed the recipe as precisely as I possibly could. Although the one thing that I think I miffed on was the putting the ice water into the butter and flour mixture as I was mixing it with my hands. The guy in the video said to mix it until it's crumbly but still holding, and I think I put like 10 tablespoons of water, and it was not crumbly while still holding, it was very wet. And I think that probably wasn't a good thing. It probably needed to just be, wet enough to come together, but not so wet to where it was like sticking on my fingers. Yeah. Oh well, lessons learned. If I ever make pie again, I think I'll know what to do next time. And then we put it in, I put it in the fridge. I got some help from my sister, form the dough balls, put them in the fridge, let them rest for like 30 minutes. Then when it was done resting, I rolled it out. My sister helped out by spreading flour on the workstation. She even cleaned the workstation for me, which was very good, and I was very grateful for that. And I rolled that bad boy out on the counter, or the kitchen table, I mean, and I popped it into our glass pie dish. And apparently you're supposed to put that back in the fridge for another half hour to set. And after we did that, we rolled out the other ball of dough, and then we wrapped it up so it would be nice and ready to put on top of the pie when it was ready to go. Then after the pie had set, we put some aluminum foil and rice on top to help it set, to avoid a soggy bottom crust, as Binging with Babish said. And after 12 minutes were up, he suggested 12 to 18 minutes. I went with 12 because I always like to err on the side of caution when it comes to timing for baked goods. Also, sometimes the oven can overcook certain items. And after that, I took it out and I docked the bottom with a fork and poked little holes at the bottom. I put it back in for another 7 minutes until it firmed up just enough. And once it was firmed up, I took out 2 cans of cherries. They were the cherries with, they were like canned jelly cherries, I guess you could say. And I suggested we put lemon squeeze into them and my sister decided to add a little more sugar into them to mix it together, so that it would be a perfect combination of tart and sweet. After that, we put the mixture into the pie with the finished crust. Then we put the other crust that we wrapped in was setting in the fridge for an hour on top. We folded it in, we pressed it in, we put egg white on top with a sprinkling of sugar on top as well. Then we put that bad boy into the oven, but not before putting it on a tray lined with aluminum foil. So that way, if it ever boiled over with cherry sauce, it wouldn't make a mess. And if it did, it would be easily cleanable. We put it in the oven for like, oh yeah, I put slits in the middle too, to make sure it'd get proper cooking inside. Put in the oven for like a good, I think like, ultimately like 48 minutes. While we were doing this, my sister was vacuuming. My mom was cleaning the bathrooms as I was making the pie. Then we were able to have it ready to go. We took it out. It was really hot. Apparently needs 4 hours to cool. So we let it cool for 4 hours. And as it was cooling, we ordered Chinese food. We went off to pick it up. And when we came back, we watched a movie that we saw was for free on YouTube last night, starring Jack Nicholson. I'm forgetting the name of it, but it's a Western, and it was directed by Jack Nicholson himself. And it was a very good movie. It was about this outlaw man who is about to be hung, but his life will be spared if there is a lady who will offer themselves to him. And lo and behold, there is a woman who does, but she isn't interested in him for romantic reasons. She's interested in him because she needs help getting gold from a what do you call those things? Mine, or breaking through a mine, because she has to deal with like a evil business landlord who's threatening to take her land away. This movie is very much a light-hearted comedy, but sometimes it can deal with very serious subject matter. But it's able to tell a story with conviction and heart, while also offering unexpected twists and turns along the way. I very much enjoyed this film. I thought it was very funny. I thought it was very engaging. I thought everyone who acted in it did a stellar job. This movie has some really good acting talent in it. I believe it has even Christopher Lloyd, who many will know as Doc Brown from Back to the Future, and Danny DeVito, who people would probably know from his more recent show, Always Sunny in Philadelphia. But yeah, they were super young in this. It was really trippy seeing them so young. They were like, it was like a film from 1978, so seeing them like that in that early of a film was very trippy indeed, because I'm so used to seeing them a bit older. So yeah. Well, after we were done eating our food and watching that movie, we decided to have the cherry pie as our send-off for the cheat day, with 2 scoops of vanilla ice cream and a cup of coffee, to watch a episode of the TV show Twin Peaks: The Return. We've only got 3 episodes left. Now we're down to 2 episodes left, actually. And yeah, this 3rd episode was pretty trippy. It was one of those, it's honestly one of those shows where you kind of have to experience it. Me trying to explain what happens isn't really going to do it justice. It's the kind of show where you need to watch it to really, not really understand what's happening, but at least experience it, I guess you could say. It's a very, very strange show, but I do enjoy the strangeness of it, because it feels like the director of the series, David Lynch, is honestly messing with the people watching it. And while at the same time respecting the intelligence of people who are really trying to look deeper into it. It's a weird feeling and a weird combination. But I don't know. I think it's a lot of fun and really interesting. After that, I said goodnight to my mom. My sister left. I took my vitamins, I brushed my teeth, used the restroom, and now that's the cheat day. Thank you ever so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye. Oh, didn't work.